Why is brainstorming an important negotiation strategy?
I wouldn't call it a strategy as much as just a necessary step of the process of finding a good outcome for both. Because as we mentioned earlier, usually both sides of a negotiation come in with their position and both of them think they already have the solution, their own position, and now all they need to do is persuade the other side why their solution is the better one. But now that we've discovered that you need to really break down that position and look for what are the interests and how can we satisfy them, we also realize that based on these interests, then we need some new options. It can't be the either or that we brought in initially. So rather than bridge the two positions, we always try to find interests and then we look for solutions by brainstorming together. And that could be brainstorming away from the table initially in your preparation by yourself or with your team. Or that could be a brainstorming that you do even with the other side, with your negotiation partner. It's obviously much easier if you do it within your own team, within your own atmosphere of trust, because none of the ideas can slip out prematurely or be of any disadvantage to your later strategy. But sometimes it can be very helpful to do it together with the other side, because only they will know what works for them and what ideas could satisfy their underlying interests. So for that, as a step in a negotiation, what you can do is really set a safe zone for that brainstorming part of the negotiation and declare that phase that we're in now, really declare that a brainstorming phase. You could say something like, look, we're not moving ahead very much here. So how about we put our thinking caps on for a moment and all think about some other options that we could pursue to meet both of our needs here in this deal. And then it's very important to set some rules so that you make sure that the initial ideas that are being thrown out by all the participants, that those all just go on the table, but there's no attribution. So it's not your idea or my idea, but it's just out there. And there's no evaluation at the beginning, so that you don't say something and I'm like, come on, Ella, that's never going to work. What a silly idea. So you have to make sure if you do that brainstorming together with the other side, you need to make sure to set rules to say there's no attribution and there's no evaluation at the beginning. Otherwise, people will cut off each other. And ideas need that open space where you throw in as many silly ideas as you can, in fact, because that's where you spark other people's ideas. And based on that silly idea, someone will have another similar one that works better, and another person will have another similar one, and the next person will have a slightly different one. But they're all based off that initial silly idea. And eventually we can find something that we would have never even thought of in the beginning, but that got sparked by the transmission from one neuron to the other that said, oh, if we could do that, why not that? So you need that open space to sometimes find solutions that each of us separately would have never thought about.